Hello? Sorry, tadi ke-disconnect ya. Can you guys see my screen?
No.
Is it visible now?
No. Okay, it's visible.
Okay. All right, sorry for that. Yeah. Once again, this is the motion for three. The South request the popularity of successors of the difference from the public interest. Is there any question on the wording of the motion? I'll three, two, one. Seeing there's no questions for the motion, I wish you guys good luck for round three and see you in breakout.
Everyone, please get into your breakout rooms. And while you're in your breakout
Recording
rooms,
stopped.
have your camera on. Hi, your 15 minutes starts now. Hi, your 15 minutes starts.
Indosudianti si emenda. Oh, Pramuka. Kita Kristian ya. Agama
I would like to remind you all to turn your camera on after the case building, okay?
Gitu.
Hilang feedback. Oke. Kamu takut menyakiti orang kan?
Recording in progress.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Now we're at it again. I'm Farhat,
I'm Alin, and we're from
Smanefa, Medan. And first of all, we will welcome our speech participants, or we can say finalists, that are here with us today for this Smanefa competition. And we would also like to say thank you to Mr. Dora Kulbis from PLASM to become our sponsors.
That's right. And since the participants are here, we will begin the speech competition in no time. But first, we would like to say thank you again to Babaki for sponsoring us.
And now we would like to call the finalists one by one. And if you're present, you may raise your hand or stick to the mic that you're here. Okay, now participant number one, Kinar Kalisha from SMA N2 Tangerang Selatan. Are you here?
Present.
Okay, and the next one, Syafiq Fakih from SMA N2 Tangerang Selatan.
Present.
And the participant number three, Orvia from SMA Santo Tomas 1 Medan.
Present.
Next, Alfa Rienaldi Faza Ahmad from SMA N9 Jakarta.
I am present.
Okay, next number five, Nur Nabila Amalia from SMA N12 Bekasi.
I am present.
Okay, now participant number six, Balkis Sulistiani from Mandua Model Medan.
I am present.
Okay, participant number seven, Diva Aleta Sendiri from
Present.
SMA N1 Medan.
Present.
Present, okay, and Nona Shabila from Mandua Model Medan. Okay, repeat Nona Shabila from Mandua Model Medan. Okay, so it looks like Nona is not here yet. Okay, the next one is Maria Princess from SMA 15 Medan.
Present.
Okay, and the last participant Shafia Kamila from SMA 4 Medan.
Present.
Okay, thank you all for coming here, and we will wait for a little bit for the judges to join the breakout room. Okay.
Okay, all right, everyone. Can somebody take the screen down so we can start our speech competition right now? Screen sharingnya bisa di nonaktifkan dulu. Thank you.
Jangan screen share.
All right. Thank you very much. I apologize very much with the delay of the event. So we'll start our speech competition in the final round. Before of that, I would like to make sure that the judges already present here.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe that all participants and also the judges already present here. So I will give this virtual screen to the committee, MC Smanefa, to invite or to call the participants, and then the name of the participant that is being called can start the performance.
Okay, now it looks like the participants are ready to share their speech on the given title. But first of all, I want to thank Bang Sumit first for giving us the sponsors. And now I would like to call the first participant.
Okay, so the first participant is Kinar Kalisa from Seman to Tangerang Selatan. For Kinan, the time is yours.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you can continue.
Okay. Can I start now?
Yes, please, Kinan, you can start your speech. Take a deep breath and yeah, we're ready to listen to what you have got to say.
There's no denying that youth these days cannot be separated from science and technology. We use it every day, starting from the lights in our rooms, our phones, our refrigerators, hair dryers, and so on. See, these items were made to ease our lives. People back in the days would use candles to light their rooms, but that wasn't practical, was it? So they created light bulbs. People needed a communication device to stay connected, so they created phones. Don't want your food to go bad? They created refrigerators. Want to dry hair? Dryers. See, we are using science as a base and technology as its product to solve daily problems. But of course, nothing comes for free in this world. Yes, these technologies may be solution enablers, but at what cost? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kinan Kalisha Lesmana, and I am a representative from SMAN 2 Kota Tangerang. Now, science and technology has impacted the world in many aspects, starting from communication to transport to healthcare and many more. And the best part is that it is ever evolving by advancing to better features. But although it has turned things up for the world, it has its pros and cons. These technologies that we have created can instead cause harm to our Mother Earth. How so? Technology, other than being known for its usefulness, it is also known to be the leading causes of environmental problems like air pollution, which is mainly caused by burning fossil fuels, vehicles, industrial emissions that produces excessive harmful gas wastes that gets to the air. Indonesia alone has produced a number of 2.5 micron particle pollution every single day in 2022, making us the most polluted country in all of Southeast Asia. Or like the depletion of our natural resources, such as deforestation, contamination of resources, soil erosion, and overconsumption of resources.
These have all mainly been caused by consumption of fossil fuels and water usage, mining, agriculture, all of which has been enabled by the advancement of technology. And don't forget water pollution that is also mainly caused by human activities and also industrial effluents. These are the downsides of the technology that we use on a daily basis. However, what if I told you that us youths can also use the technology around us to instead save the environment? Now you might be wondering, why youths? I mean, solving big problems of the world, should that be handled by the authorities? Why leave it to the hands of a bunch of young people? Well, have you ever heard of the saying that goes, the future is in the hands of the youths? The world we live in today is undergoing a technology-driven transformation that affects all aspects of society. With all this change, youths are most likely to be the ones to adapt to this more quickly. Because based on a study that was done, youth today have the ability to learn and adapt to the environment around them. Similarly, they are willing to learn and act on it to reach their goals. Because of this, youths can bring big changes to the world. But the question now is, how can we do that? There are so many ways that we can take advantage of the knowledge that we have and also the technology around us to instead heal the world. Take an example of 15-year-old Egyptian student Nadine Abdulaziz, co-founder of Treasury Water, an award-winning app that decreases water use in homes by monitoring and calculating water consumption, and also educating their users on how to use water wisely. Or the Plant for the Planet organization that is made up of over 95,000 children and youths in all over the world. They plant trees to save the environment. Other things that you can do to save Mother Earth with science and technology is, first, using renewable energy. Now, using renewable energies like solar panels, wind turbines, and hydroelectric power plants can contribute in reducing the carbon footprint on Earth. These can be installed in homes, schools, and communities. Youth can initiate projects in their community to use renewable energy for the sake of a better environment. 2, green technology. Youth these days can use green technology to suppress the effects caused by harmful substances to the environment. Things like electric cars, smart thermostats, wastewater treatment, and water purification, and many more. And last but not least, third, which is citizen science. Now, citizen science involves more of data collecting and analysis done by non-professionals. Young people can contribute to environmental conservation by conducting research and collecting data, then providing it to scientists. Platforms such as Zooniverse, iNaturalist, and Folded can provide young people with opportunities to participate in citizen science. And there are still so many other things that you can do to save the environment. But for today, I feel like that would be all that I have to mention. But before I end my speech, I would like to say that every single one of your actions count. That be something small or something big, whatever it is, do it. It is now or never. So together, let's build a safe place for our future. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Bertina, for the great speech. And now we will allow the judges to give or ask a few questions to Tina.
For the judges, the time is yours.
Okay, great. Thank you, the committee. So now we are given a chance to give questions to the participant, right? To the speaker. Is that what we are required? We are asked to do? Okay. Uh, Committee, can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice, committee? So this is the time for the judges to give questions to the participant in regards
Yes.
to the speech that they just
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
had in their performances, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, great. So Kinan, hi Kinan. I think my first question to you is that you are trying to talk about how the involvement of young people will make a difference to a lot of probably futures policies in many sectors of our life, from technology to environment to, because you also talk about water and planting trees and other environmental projects. My question will be, how, what is actually the problem of many young people in Indonesia who are still not given the, you know, the part or the trust by our government to take part, to undertake several important programs in our government? Is this because they are not uh, embedded with strong educational background, or is it about the fact that probably in Asian social cultural uh, part, we always think that young people are just too young to make decision, they are too emotional, they are not always, they are not always able to use their logic and common sense to come up with strong uh, and uh, strong and equal, strong kind of policy to the society. How do you see this problem of why a lot of young people in Indonesia are still not given chances to be part of our policy making process in Indonesia? Sorry, that's too long.
Yes, I would
Even
like to
is that
answer.
clear?
Yes,
Is the
yes.
question clear? Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Well, in my opinion, I feel that youths nowadays aren't really given the how do I say it? Aren't really given the trust and opportunities to speak their minds is mostly because of the stigma that a lot of people usually put for youths. They say that youths are still they are unprofessional, they are emotional, as you said, and they are inexperienced. But I feel that youths today have a lot of potential that can be built, and with the right kind of help and guidance and also education for them, they can of course help to empower the world in a lot of sectors. I've also spoken about this in my previous speech, actually. And also now, especially that youths have a lot of resources from the technology around them and also the internet, they can give a lot of help towards the world. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kinan. Miss Nadia, do you have any question for Kinar?
Hi, Kinan. Kinara. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
I think for my question is like just a simple question. Uh, related to your speech. Is there something that you want to share to us related to your experience? I mean, you talk about the youth potential, right? So I believe you are one of the youth potentials that you mean, right? So is there something that you want to share to us related to your experience? Is there any contribution that you already done for this Indonesia, for this country? Not actually for general for Indonesia. Let's say in your area, in your city. That's it. Thank you. Can you get what my question is? Is that clear?
Is it about my experience in
Is there
helping?
some,
Oh,
is there something you experienced, maybe something that you are already contributed for your area, not you related to your to the youth potential that you mentioned before?
well, what I try to do is that, especially in schools, we I try to, of course, especially now that I try to use less plastic, and I also try to throw trash into the bins where they belong. And also, I try to maybe share more of my knowledge of what I know and what I feel is important to help the environment around us through this speech, through maybe social media, and also to my friends, actually. And so, what I'd like to say is that um, as long as you have the, as long as, how do I say this? Um, it's important that you share what you know to others so you can help more to the environment. And I try to use my voice um, to spread more awareness. And what I'd like to tell people is that um, whatever you do, as I've said in my speech, whatever you do, be it something small or something big, just believe that what you have done will help to create a better place for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Kina. I think that's all that.
Can I give one question? Just one question to Kinar. Kinar, you always provide your speech composition with some example, some living proof, you know, as examples to the topics that you chose to talk about. I think the previous speech you talked a little bit about Nadiem Makarim, and today you came up with another example of public figure on treasury water, and I didn't really catch the name of that public figure, but I'm very interested to find out a little bit about any background reason for you to always come up with such such an example in your speech. What do you really want to achieve uh, in uh, in your speech for your audience to listen to take away that meaning, or to take away that particular message on your speech? Is there any particular reason for that?
Well, yes, of course, I put in examples in my speech of people so that they can see that there is living proof that what you create can actually help. And I also want people to know that they are, if they put in the work and effort and the dedication into what they do, that then they can actually achieve what they have put up as their hopes.
Yeah, great, Kinar. How long did you make this one? How long did you compose this speech? The one that you brought
This,
up today?
like probably like a week less.
1 hour? Yeah. Oh, a week?
No, yeah, probably like
Yeah.
a week less.
Great. Thank you, Kinar. You did a great job. I'm very happy and thrilled to listen to your speech one more time. And yeah, always have there's always good information for me personally to listen to. to acquire from. So thank you so much for your today's performance. You did a great job. That's from me. Nadia, do you have another question, or is it enough? We can proceed to the
Thank
next.
you.
I think it's been a long
Yeah.
time. So it sounds
Okay
like
then.
Thank
Great,
you
great.
very much.
we only have one participant. So
Yeah. It's only 5 minutes, right?
okay,
Sure,
thank you,
sure.
Tina. Good luck.
Okay, thank you, Kinan, and thank you for all the judges. And before I call out the second participant, I want to say thank you to Mr. Doli Pasaribu as the region of Tapanuli Selatan for becoming our sponsor. And now we're moving to participant number 2, which is Shafiq Paki from SMA N2 Tangerang Selatan. And for Shafiq, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Great. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. Can you guys see me? Is the camera already on?
Yes, the camera is good and your voice is good.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered how a specific technology evolved since the thought of how technology was invented from nothing to be able to serve our requirement as a human being and aid mankind in the ancient time? It's really fascinating. But can technology also maintain the stable flow of nature? As we are all aware that the age of modernity has already begun, and we should be grateful for that. Why? Because we have been pampered by the simplicity of technology ever since it was released approximately in the year of 1980. Because why would we refuse such thing when even such a small thing as smartphone can miraculously improve our life? Like when we in need of knowledge, we don't have to walk for a mile in order to get book from the closest library. No, we don't need to do that anymore. We have everything. Yes, everything on our small screen. And the same goes to the other complexity of life, which result the number of digital technology users to increase really high. According to We Are Social, about 204.7 million of people in Indonesia have already utilized the internet. That is more than half of our population, and that represents a 1.3% increase from the previous year. So, with the fact that Indonesia is a huge marketplace for the industry, we have been labeled as Asia's sleeping digital technology by Cominfo.co. So, my only question is, has the monster awakened now? Knowing that practically everyone in this room has already had their life simpler by the usage of modern technology, it must be really interesting, isn't it? However, some of you guys probably weren't aware of how technology can make us, the users, to become more dependent toward that thing which can create a consumptive behavior. And with the non-stop advancements of technology, it will only make the situation even worse. Like example, Samsung product release a product every single year with a new, fresh, unique, and never seen before design in order to attract a lot of new and loyal fans, loyal customer to buy their product every single release. Well, that is a business we're talking about. So there is no one and nothing to blame, right? But the things that should be taken into our consideration is how we as customer can manage the product efficiently so that we can avoid creating a massive e-waste. Because according to UCI reports, between the year of 2014 to 2022, the greenhouse gases from the digital technology and the waste that they created has been increased by 53%. Can you imagine how dangerous it is? 53%. Because by burning or destroying the material that used for the technology in order to dispose the e-waste, can create a massive greenhouse gases, whereas these gases retain the heat into the atmosphere, which can lead into global warming. Now, let's get into the things that you probably weren't aware of, how detrimental it is for humanity. Yes, climate change. Because by increasing the number of global warming activity, it's just the same, like you're calling on dangerous to calm. Why? Because global warming affects and weather, wind, and a substantial period of time that can lead into extreme weather, tsunami, drought, and many others things. That is the impact of global warming if we didn't do anything about this situation. And you don't just expect us to do nothing about the situation, right? Having a thought of like, oh, the world is too old to be fixed. Why don't we just get it away of that? If something ever happened to our world or to us, I mean, that is the future. Oh, no, 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 no. No. We can change this. We have the ability and the power to make an innovation because I know that in modern world like this, we would not be separated by technology. And the fact that the usage of technology keep rising and rising every single years make me have a thought of that maybe in the futures, we, our world will be made of and carry out full of technology. So, by choosing not to use the new modern technology in order to avoid global warming, it's not a really wise choice because that will just take us to the ancient times and proving that the mankind have not developed. So the only option that we have right now is to figure out how to make a technology that is more environmentally friendly in order to stop global warming not just in the aspect of delivering or the packaging, but from the internal aspect of what are the things that should be input of the technology so it will be safe and healthy for the environment. Like for example, the new Samsung product using 20% of the recycled plastic from the ocean. Interesting, right? So ladies and gentlemen, we really have a true and in-depth understanding of how science and technology reacted in order to make things more, balanced. I know it takes a lot of work, take a lot of energy and courage to put this idea into action. But we are the youth. We are going to be the one who lead the world someday. And we're going to be the example for the next young generation. So if it's not us, then who will? And if it's not now, then when? We are the only hopes out here, and the future is in our hand. So let's work harder to create a place that is worth living for the continuity of life, for the better future, and for all of us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Sheffield for this speech. And now we allow to the judges to ask a few questions to Sheffield. Judges, the time is yours.
I think it's my turn, right? Okay. Hi, Shafiq.
Hi, Miss.
It's nice to see you again. Congratulations for finishing your speech for today.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
How did you feel?
I'm feeling a little bit nervous, actually.
Oh, really? But I didn't see something like you look so nervous. Okay. Okay, Shafiq, I have one question for you related to the speech that you have done. And related to the speech that you have done, you talked about the common issue that really common happens in Indonesia, right? Not only Indonesia, I think around the world. But let's talk about Indonesia or even uh around here. So uh, um give me one problem that's related to the speech or the problem issue that related to your speech. Give me one problem issue, maybe related to the global warming or something like that. You have to mention it. And how did you solve the problem? did you give something solutions or information to friends or even people around you to solve the problem together or well or something like that. So can you share to us something the solution that you have done related to this to your speech? I think that's all. Can you
Okay,
get what I mean? Is it clear?
it's clear. Can I
Oh,
answer my question now?
sure, go on.
Okay, from what I saw every day, one thing that I noticed that in our country, the air pollution is really bad. I can feel it on my skin. I can feel how dirty it is. And when you learn about how the air pollution can be dirty like that, it's actually because how this waste that we created over years are burning into some points that the gases that were thrown into the air makes the air looks really pollutant and it's not worthy of living, I would say, because it's really dirty, right? So the solution that I would recommend is just back again into my script how we as the youth have to have a thorough mind to actually create something that is more likely to be eco-friendly in terms of technology because we cannot be separated by technology, right? Like we are in a modern era where everything was surrounded by technology. So it is really impossible for us to not to stopping the consumption of technology. But instead of stopping, why not we as the youth to create something technology that is more eco-friendly? And I know maybe it's a little bit hard, especially we're talking about the youths, right? But what I want to tell you guys is we as the youth are going to be the one who's going to lead someday. So we really need to understand how things work, especially about science and technology, because that thing sometimes can be hard if we combine it together. So that's why I'm saying that we really have to in-depth understanding about the technology so it would not be wasted like a years before. I think that's all for my answer.
Okay, thank you, Shafiq. Thank you for your answer. And I think back to our next judge.
Hi, Safik. How
Hi,
are you
Mr.
doing?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah, great. Safik, you talk about consumptive behavior in your speech and also how technology has shaped the world. But we haven't seen a lot of changes, technologically speaking, made by Indonesian young people. We are introduced to a lot of brands or latest technologies by probably young people from other countries. Do you think Indonesian young people are only doing the consumptive behavior instead of making technology? Are we not able to, undertake that role of making technology instead of only consuming technology? We are known to be uh, we are known to be social media addicts. We are flooded many commentaries in YouTube or Instagram. But are we on that side, consumptive behavior users instead of technology makers? How do you see that perspective?
And I'm going to answer the question. So, as in my perspective, I've seen a lot of people changing their phone every like what 3 years or 2 years. Like, okay, let's say the Apple company, they release a new product, also like Samsung, every single year, and a lot of teenagers buying it daily just because they
True.
want it. So I think even in our country, we still be the one who creating the waste because I've seen an article somewhere on the internet that the iPhone company also contributes to the biggest e-waste in the whole world just because they release a product daily in every year so that the products are very consuming for the consumer, right? So they will immediately buy it without considering how bad it is for the environment. Because when you think about it, if you have many phones, where does the phone goes if it's not into the garbage, right? And if they went into the garbage, they will automatically be thrown into someplace that are going to be burned, and then will effectively creating the global warming. I think that is my answer.
But uh, so do you agree that Indonesians are only acting as consumers instead of technology makers? Do you think that in one period of time in the future, Indonesian young people can take the role of making technology? Because from what I've been seeing nowadays on the trend, that Indonesian young people are not, you know, making that move to technologies creation or technology discovery. We are only consuming. So when will do you understand? That is actually the
Oh,
question that I tried to give to you. Do you think
I
that
understand.
Indonesian young people are only going to be deemed as consumers by the world's technology, because you have already uh, confirmed it that we change our phones every day. We are always excited and obsessed with the latest iPhones. The latest iPhones versions. Are we only going to be people who buy and consume it instead of trying to contribute to the world's technology? Now you get that?
Yes, I get that.
Great, great. Yeah.
So, in my perspective, I can only say that the ratio between the people in Indonesia that are going to be a consumer instead of the person that are going to make the product, I think it's going to be a little bigger on the consumer side, because I know for the fact that we as the youth, or not the youth, the people from years before already created such as technology where you can even see a local uh, smartphone. I've seen that before, but I forget the brand names. And even the youth right now, they have like an extracurricular about some robotics, about the techniques to build such a great technology. So I believe that in the future, we still going to have a lot of people that are going to work to create the technology, not just about consuming that technology.
Great, great answer. Thank you so much, Safik, for that answer. Um, so yeah, I think that's all. We probably will go to the next speaker, next participant. Thank you,
Okay.
Safik.
Thank you so much, judges.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shafi. Next, we're calling the participant number 3, Orfia from SMA Santo Tomas One Medan. Orfia, the time is yours.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. As we can see together, I'm holding a piece of paper that we can consider as a blank canvas. Why do you suddenly bring a canvas here? Are we going to learn how to paint? I bet you'll ask this. Well, I'm not here to teach you how to paint, but let me ask you, what do you think about this blank canvas? It looks boring and unvaluable, isn't it? But if I add some paint or even draw a sketch on it, can I continue now?
Is that possible to repeat again?
Should I repeat since the beginning?
Orvia,
No, no, no.
start it over because we it was there was a time when it was really buffering and we couldn't get the words from you. So I think it's better for you to start it over.
Okay, thank you for.
Yeah. I think it was the connection, but I think it would be better for you to do it all over again from the very first introduction. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
As we can see together, I'm holding a piece of paper that we can consider as a blank canvas. Why do you suddenly bring a canvas here? Are we going to learn how to paint? I bet you'll ask this. Well, I'm not here to teach you how to paint, but let me ask you, what do you think about this blank canvas? It looks boring and unfathomable, isn't it? But if I add some paint or even draw a sketch on it, it'll look amazing and could cost even double than before. It'll be more valuable. The blank canvas is Indonesia, and us, the young generation, are paint that can add value to the canvas. Indonesia will be more developed if young people play an active role in various files. However, if lying down, scrolling TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter becomes the habit of this younger generation, are they still worth being called the nation's future? Was this what Sukarno proudly referred to as the world shaker? Well, I'm going to express my concern through my speech. The nation's future or the fallen generation. Today's young generation is the subject of discussion by all levels of society because they're the future leaders of the nation who will later become the fat holders of this nation. It is the young generation that determine what this nation and country aspires to. The young generation who is digitally literate and equipped with strong nation value has the role of being an agent of change in the transformation process to accelerate the attainment of development targets that have been set. As time goes by, technology also develops. All activities are facilitated by technology. For example, students nowadays find it easier to access lessons and information about scholarships, student exchange, or leadership programs online, especially since 2019 pandemic era. The young generation is using technology, namely social media. This shows that the young generation is able to generate a new atmosphere and awaken people's downturn in dealing with pandemic. So that the young generations makes an activity that is able to influence and make other people participate in these activities. However, on the other hand, the convenience provided by this technology actually has a negative impact. Students are lazier to do their activities. Scrolling on social media has become a habit that can't be separated from them. Whereas we are the next generation who are expected to be able to build Indonesia into a country that has an impact on the world. And one of them is developing in the field of science and technology. The main challenge for the young generation in the digital era is not to get carried away and become victim of the negative side of technological progress. In addition, youth play an important role as subject of development and become agent of change for their environment through their active participation
in social community activities. Science. Science has a great impact on the development of the young generation. Science inspires young people to be able to explore more things. All our activities are always related to science, starting from sleeping, eating, to bathing. Science is everywhere. There are many things that we can develop through science. We can make a change by combining science and technology. Boom. We can search for so many science-related learning resources on the internet. A real example of the impact of science and on development is technology. Without science, technology would not exist. Without satellites, we will not be able to communicate with our families who are far from us. No development will occur if there's no communication. Simple example, like what I'm doing now, I take part in this online speech contest, which is a way for me to develop my skills. Also, holding competition online can save our money, especially person like me who are broke. Participants from other cities you don't need to pay for expensive plane tickets to be able to take part in this competition. You can do it just by the online platform, Zoom meeting. So, do we still deserve to be called the next generation of this nation? Definitely still. Let's prove it with all our participation in various fields. Let's do this, guys. We can do this. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." I'd like you to think about what you heard in the beginning, and I want you to think about what you hear now, because it was nothing and still nothings. Thank you.
Yeah, hi Orvia.
Hello, judges.
Yeah, atau ini hindi komite.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I'll be directly
So
with the question, right?
yeah,
Right.
we actually supposed to read you, but if you're gonna say the question, you can just say it now.
Okay. Orvia, which one do you like? Um, which one do you prefer, to be performing your speech online or to do it in front of live audience? Actually, if you can choose between the two, which one do you think is the kind of speech competition that you would prefer to to perform in?
First of all, thank you for the question, judges. So I'll answer the question. So for me, I think it's better. It will be better if I do it live because I can practice all of my skill. Since it's because like I'm doing a speech contest, I'm joining a speech competition. It's because I realized that I'm an introvert and I can't just stay in my comfort zone to be a shy girl, don't do anything. So I need to get up from my comfort zone. So I need to practice that I can do it. I need to make all of that introvert thing like you're a shy person, you're antisocial, you can't do anything. So I'm here to prove it. Like, come on, guys, I'm an introvert and I can get out from my comfort zone. We can just do like, or join the online competition, even like it's online. I think it would be better if it's live because like, I can see all of the participants, I can see the judges, I can do more eye contact to all of the participants. Well, it's pretty nice for me because like, I can deliver my speech like better, I guess. Like you can get all of my speech. So I think it will be better if it's live. I think that's my question. That's my answer. Thank you.
Yeah. One more. What are the examples where young people are carried away by the progression of technology? You talk about how many young generations are carried away or drawn into the technology. Is it mostly in negative connotation, or do you still see that being carried away can also be interpreted as a positive way of developing or way of transforming? How do you what kind of message do or what kind of example do you really want to 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 come up with or to elaborate by being carried away by the progression of technology?
Thank you for the question. I'll answer the question. So in my view, I think being carried away by the technology, it's not only about the negative impact. We can also see the positive impact. Like, let me just explain about the negative impact first. Like, as you can see, there's a lot of youth now just doing, we call it in Indonesia as rebahan, like that. And also we just like doing scrolling TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. You don't do anything. Like you got a homework there. You got a homework in your table, but you're just like, never mind. Let me just do this scrolling thing, TikTok, social media thing. That's the negative impact, what I see. But for the positive impact, I think there's a lot of positive impact too. Like I think that's better if it's there more positive impact. And I can explain you. I'm kind of like promoting the program that I joined now, but because it's related to our speech theme, which is like, empower the youth through environment too. We got that speech topic too. And I joined like a Prestasi Junior Indonesia program, which allow me to do something for the environment. And that's the positive thing, because through our social media, we can promote that. Like, come on, guys, you can see there's a lot of trash, especially in my city, which is Medan. You guys can see there's a lot of trash here. So you need to do something for it. And what we do what we done as the student company is to recreate something from that trash. We recreate trash becoming a kiru, which like that's the product name kiru, and we make a keychain from all of the trash thing. I think that's the positive impact. Thank you.
Great, Orphea. Thank you so much. I have already taken much time, so I'm gonna give it to Miss Nadia to give the another piece of question probably to Orphea. Please, Miss Nadia.
Thank you. Reader. Okay. Hi, Olivia.
Hello, teachers. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Okay. Congratulations again for finishing your speech for today. I'm really I'm really so happy to see you again and to hear your beautiful speech for today. Okay, so yeah, as always or like usual, I got just like a simple question for you, Olivia. And the question is there something, the spiritual message that you want to convey or share to us related to the type that you mentioned, because you are a kind of like introvert person, right? Is there any spiritual message that that you can encourage the youth or the same age as you to people around you, or especially to people by online, or yeah, by giving the speech or something like that? How can you change your type to become the better uh by having a type of introvert person? JK,
Sorry for that. Okay, first of all, thank you for the question, judges. So I'll answer the question. So it's great because I'm an introvert here doing a speech contest, which is like one of the things that I'm proud of. Like I can do this. So the crucial message that I want to give through like all of my speech, even from the first round of the speech contest, the speech competition, like I want to say, like, guys, you can do something. There's no need to think about what other people say. Like, you're just a young thingy. Like you're young. Like you can't do anything. You're just like sitting there and just play, just do your homework. Don't do anything to this thing, because you'll just like broke all of the thing. But actually, like, come on, guys, we can do it. We can get out from our boundary. We can get from our comfort zone. Like if I can do it, you can do it too. And also like just do it. Don't be afraid to try new things, because like you'll regret it if you don't try new things. Maybe like if I don't join this competition, maybe I'll say like, why didn't I join the competition? Like it's pretty fun. It will make more award. I'll have more award, and also like I'll be more confident with my public speaking skills, and also I'll be like, I'm gonna make a new friend here, like, which is like, I got no friend in real life, so at least online I can get friend too here. And so among that, I want to share with you that you can see that we are lack of technology. Indonesia is lack of technology, like that's the fact. So I want you guys to just like think about it and just to realize that we need to do something for it. Don't just like sleeping in your bed, just scrolling TikTok. You need to think about the other sides too. You need to think, what am I supposed to do to this big country? What am I supposed to do to change this whole country? So I think that's the thing that I want to send to you guys. I want to give to you guys, because like, I mean, even though we're lack of technology, I'm not saying that you can't join a university in Indonesia, but like Japan and Korea is great at technology. So you can just go study abroad, and don't forget to go back to Indonesia. Of course, you need to apply all of the things that you have been learning there, because it's going to be great. It's going to be good. Indonesia will be more developed if there's you like from Japan and Korea just come back to Indonesia. Hi guys, I got a new technology here, and boom, Indonesia will be more developed. I think that's the message that I want to say. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Ophia, for the answer. I think back to the answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Orfia, and thank you for both of the judges. And now, moving right along, may I call upon participant number 4, Alfa Renaldi Faza Ahmad from Jakarta. For Alfa, the time is yours.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Thank you. Hold on. Am I audible from here?
Yes, yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to start my speech in 3, 2, and 1. When you go outside right now, you notice that it's pretty hot, right? Well, especially here in Jakarta, it is really, really hot.
Excuse me, Alpha.
Yes?
Can you open the cover?
I already opened the camera. Is it not visible?
It's not visible, Alpha.
Oh, no, I have another account for my video. It's different from the.
Oh, yes, we can see that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I got it now. There are 2 devices being used.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, please, Alpha. Okay, now we understand why we are not able to see your video on our device, but we still have a bigger screen in the hall, so we're gonna see your what's that, the visual side of your performance from another screen, and we can still hear your audio from our devices. So yeah, please proceed to your speech. We are ready to
Okay, I'm glad.
hear the rest of it, but you can start it from the beginning of your speech.
Okay, glad to hear that.
Great. No worries.
Starting my speech in 3, 2, and 1. When you go outside right now, you notice that it's pretty hot, right? Well, especially here in Jakarta, it is really, really hot, with at least 30 degrees Celsius outside. And I remember too, last week probably, I asked to myself, with the amount of scientific research and technological advancement, how come do we still have this problem? We have self-operating robots. We have artificial intelligence. How come the most valuable thing that we have right now, the Earth itself, is not improving, but deteriorating? Before I answer that, my name is Alfa Renaldi Faza Ahmad from 99 Public High School, Jakarta, and I'm here to talk about the urgency of the environmental damage and problems, and also how we as the youth can fix it through science and technology. Firstly, let me go back to my original question. How and why is this still a problem? Because I'm pretty sure that you all are aware of the environmental problems. You see it in the media, and throughout your day-to-day life, you feel it, and you probably complain about it, right? Oh, it is really hot outside right now. Oh, the ice at the South Pole is slowly melting. You see, the problem is not about the lack of awareness, but it is the lack of effort. What do I mean by that? All right, so right now, we are living in a world where everything, scientifically and technologically, are far more advanced compared to like a decade ago. Every day, we have a new research paper published studying about new things. We have new innovations, technological innovations coming out every week. And suddenly, we have electric-powered trucks. And suddenly, we have these kind of rocket ships that could launch at 35,000 miles per hour. But the tragedy is that only a small portion of these scientific papers and innovations actually cause a huge impact towards the environment. I have a question that I really want you to know the answer to. When was the last technological innovation that caused a huge environmental impact? It was in 1954 when the invention of solar panel came out. Almost a century ago. That answer genuinely shocked me. But let's not blame them, all right? They're doing their best to change the world to a better place to live. So let's see ourselves. What do we do in order to fix the most environmentally damaging thing to ever happen, and it is currently happening, the climate change? Oh, turning off the AC. Oh, turning off the running water when we're not using it. Oh, throwing trashes in the bin. Well, don't get me wrong. Those things are still good. They cause quite a good impacts. I mean, those are the things that we are advised to do, right? But do you really think those small bits of effort are going to change or reverse the damages that climate change has caused? I think not. So what are the hopes then? Or is there even any hope? I believe yes, but what is it? Well, the answer is actually in front of you. But no, it's not me on your laptop screen, but us, young people, the youth. We, as the youth, are the most environmentally aware about the environment's problems, like environmental damages and deteriorating health of the earth. And also, not only that, we are technologically far more aware compared to the past generations. Now, knowing that those things are the things that we have, what can we do about it? What can we do to fulfill the hope that other people have on us? Well, we put our efforts into not only the future of science and technology, but also into the future and the longevity of the environment and the earth. Knowing that we have people, young people, who are environmentally aware, who care about the environment, who want to change the world, and even more people who are technologically fluent, who cares about the world and also can change the world. We can work together to create something, an innovation, a new technology, a scientific breakthrough that will create huge impacts on the environment in a good way. Just like what we had almost a century ago. Also, On one note, if we have a lot of young people who wants to do such things, eventually we will have a field of work for that, right? And when we do have that field of work, we will have more young people to be incentivized to work together to change the world into a better place to live, without its damages, without all these climate changes, without all these disasters. And one day we will live in a future where we not only have scientifically and technologically advanced things, but also we will live in a future where we save the world from its slow death. And even if people like Elon Musk say that we could live on Mars or whatever planet, those things are not guaranteed. What we have as a guarantee is the place we live in right now, the Earth. So let us do our best for the Earth. Thank you. There's the end of my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Alpha. And now we will allow the judges to ask a few questions and give comments about your speech. And judges, the time is yours.
Hi, Alpha.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay. Congratulations again for finishing your speech. How do you feel?
I feel relieved. Yeah, that's the best way to explain that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Are you ready for my question?
Yep, I am.
Okay. So my question is related to your speech that you already done. What do you think your potential probably can create a huge impact or innovation to change the world to be better? Is there something that you think your potential can change the world, especially solve the problem in Indonesia? Thank you.
Okay. I believe I quite have the potential to have quite a good impact on the world or even in Indonesia. And it comes in probably two ways. Probably in the future, I can create something as an innovation, like you said earlier, right? But not only that, because I have ventured around the speech world, I believe that one day, if I become someone that is important in the world, maybe, or even in the Indonesia itself, I can change the world to a better state by using my voice. I believe that's my answer for your question. Thank you.
So you mean you want to be the future speaker, the great speaker in your future? Do you want to be a great speaker in your future?
Sorry, I did not catch that.
Do you want to be a great speaker in the future?
Oh, a great speaker.
Yeah, that's the way. A public speaker.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the way you mean. That's the way you mean your potential to change the world.
Yeah, that is one of the ways that I could do that, to become a public speaker or like a good speaker that has the impact on people's minds. Yeah.
Nice. And may I know what is your major when you got the university in your future?
Oh, in the future, I'm planning on getting into the computer science major. So, yeah.
Computer science. And do you think is it related to your potential to change the world?
I'm pretty sure, yes, even if it is not quite related, right? But through computer science major, I can't have sort of impact on the world, even if not using my voice. But if in the future I become someone that works in the field of computer science, I will still create the time to voice out my opinions in order to change the world. So even if it's not related, I will always try.
Nice. Thank you, Alpha. And I think back to our next judge.
Yeah, hi, Alpha.
Yes.
Yeah. So my question is, do you agree to the fact that some people would say that technology and environment maybe cannot go hand in hand or like go side by side so peacefully to make a better world? If there's one technology is being discovered, one substance of nature or one substance of environment will be sacrificed. So that creates probably the disaster that you just talk about. Do you agree with that statement that maybe technology will never be able to go hand in hand so peacefully with the environment? And that's probably the problem that we are facing right now. How do you
Yeah.
see that?
The way I see it is, yes, I believe that if you create an innovation or a technology, it is really hard for it to go hand in hand with the ability, our ability to conserve the environment, right? That is actually one of the problem that came up to my mind when I saw the theme. Is like, if I went to the route of maybe creating more technology, it will eventually destroy our environment. So that's why I took the route of actually caring about the environment, and maybe we will create some sort of technology that will specifically fix the environment or change the world or change the environment in a better way. So yeah, to answer that question, I believe that it is hard for a technology or an innovation to go hand in hand with conserving the earth. Yeah.
Yeah. But my last question is: do you have an invention, world invention that can do the opposite? Do you have an example of a breakthrough discovery in the world that can actually can go hand in hand with the environment, with the idea of conserving the nature? Are they all disastrous? Are they all making bad impact to the environment, to the world we live in? Or some of them are quite breakthrough, environmentally friendly, that people can get advantage from?
Well, I believe I have two answers for that. It is a part of my speech. It is the solar panel one, which can create electricity using sunlight, in which it doesn't have to use the natural resources that we have. And even though I haven't actually dig deep into that, I believe that's
Yeah.
one of the ways that we can create technology, but still not necessarily destroying the earth. And the second answer is not really a scientific breakthrough or an innovation, but it is quite simple. Actually, it's the hydroponics. And I made an essay in the past about hydroponics and how if we improve it, we can use less land, thus conserving the land for better causes. And those two are the two innovations that I believe that can go hand in hand with the environment while still
Thank you.
maintaining its purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Alpha, for delving a little bit more into those two examples. Maybe I haven't heard as much as I wanted to. So now I have better clarification from you. So thank you so much for that. The committee can proceed to the next speaker.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Alpha. Before we go to the next participant, I want to express our gratitude to English House for sponsoring us in this Smanefa. And now we're moving to participant number 5, Nur Nabila Amalia from Seman 12 Bekasi. For Nur Nabila, the time is yours.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you
Yes,
are.
you're audible.
Okay, hold on. My teacher, Mr. Fandra, is actually very, wondering about the speech is going. Well, if you haven't guessed already, my speech is about technology. Okay, first of all, be honest with me, okay? What is the first thing you do when you wake up? Because to be honest, the first thing I did was open my cell phone. Okay, it's kind of embarrassing, but I am sure that I am not the only one who eats while playing with my cell phone, right? Well, in my daily life, cell phone and social media are my best friends. Okay, I remember my mom told me that a long time ago, all cell phones could do is just to make calls or just sending messages. But however, look at the progress now. We can do anything with this tiny thing that we carry every day. And you know what? All it takes is one click. One click, and the refrigerator that my mom ordered from Shopee is at my front door. Unbelievable. One click, and you can interact to your partner without having to worry about your distance. Oh, I miss my boyfriend. Click, solved. We, her, his voice. I mean, like, isn't that the easiest thing in the world? Okay, quick flashback. I wasn't like this when I was a kid. I used to play with my neighborhood friends. I played hide and seek, run here and there until I ran out of breath and sunburned my skin. Until one day, my mother bought me and my sister a cell phone. And that's when I came across something called YouTube. Come on, man, it sucks. I have been playing outside the house until I almost passed out when I could have lie down and watch Ayat Ayat Cinta or even SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen and honorable judges. I hope all of you are having a wonderful and great day. We have come long across the way. Meanwhile, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Nonadil Amalia from grade 11-12 Senior High School, Bekasi. Of course, I would like to thank all the honorable judges and of course the audience that is watching me right now. Also, I would like to thank one senior high school Medan for the opportunity so I could participate in this competition. Well. Today's interesting topic is the bad effects of technology on children in Indonesia. Okay, I'm sorry. There's a malfunction on my laptop. Back to the topic, talking about this cell phone that I used in second grade. There is a lot I can do with it. Oh no. Okay. Oh, can you see me? I'm sorry.
No. Okay.
Can you see me? Oh, hold on. There you go. Finally, I'm back.
Yes, right.
Okay, I'm gonna continue. Back to the topic. Well, I'm feeling sad. Oh, I need to play Subway Surf. Solved. Oh, I'm bored. Oh, social media is ready to entertain myself. Well, my parents say I am addicted to gadgets, but I think these things make me feel alive. Well, to defend my argument, I started looking into the effects of the internet. There are many positive impacts, but I can't deny that there were more negative impacts. Well, according to suarasurabaya.net, more than 60% of children access pornographic content through online media. That is a lot. And this has led into rampant pornographic addiction among minors. And those who are addicted can experience emotional disturbances and even damage to the brain tissue. After I found out, I began to realize that I am indeed an addict or even an internet junkie. I spend too much time on the internet. I feel increasingly lonely, depressed, or even insecure. And that's when I realized that social media is very unsocial. Every single day, I always compare myself to anyone I see on the internet. And in my mind, how I look is calculated from many people that like my posts and commented on my social media. And those thoughts keep me away. Oh no, there he goes again. Oh no. I am truly sorry for the malfunction. I'm sorry. Now it's And
No worries, Nabila. We can understand that. Keep going.
oh, finally. Okay, I'm back again. I'm sorry. Those thoughts keep me away from being who I used to be. I mean, how does it feel to do activities for not being judged? I stopped playing, interacting. I stopped doing the things I love. I became a slave to the internet, and all I care that time is about satisfying my social media. How could this happen to me? I was a cheerful girl, an outstanding student. Why has the internet been allowed to unchecked for so long? When and where are this discussion about how it will affect us, the children? And what is to become the nation's precious leaders? It is so sad for me to think about it. Oh no. Oh, back again. Hello. Oh no, again. I'm sorry. Well, the government.
If you've got trouble, just keep going.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, pardon?
That's okay. If you've got problem, just keep going.
Oh, thank you so much for our understanding, the judges. I'm so sorry
Yeah.
about the malfunction.
No worries.
Okay, thank you. And then back again, when and where exactly the discussion about how it will affect us, the children, and what is to become the nation's precious leaders? It is so sad and frustrating when I think about it. The government won't even allow children to buy a pack of cigarettes because we're a minor. But one accidental click and we can blind up watching things that we should not watch. I think it is time that we have some serious discussions about these things and stop assuming that someone else is making sure that those checks and balances are in place. Meanwhile, another kid gets slumped while we wait. There needs to be proper awareness through education starting from a young age. And for those who are addicted, there needs to be more programs and resources so they can go ask for help, such as internet addiction support groups at their school. Obviously, sadly, I do not have all the solutions. However, I do need to know that we need to take a stand to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Well, do not get me wrong, I am not against progress because I know we cannot act too fast or we will end up breaking something that is already been broken. Well, thank you so much for all of your attention and have a pleasant day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for Nur Nabila for the great speech. And now we will allow the judges to ask a few questions again to Nabila. Judges, the times is young.
Hi, Amelia. Nur
Yeah,
Nabila Amelia.
yeah, you can call me Bia actually. It's my
Bila,
nickname.
yeah. Bila, I need to applaud for your composer in the midst of continuous video small function, but you are still able to be in such a composer, which is such a good um, quality, of characteristic. That's a great thing. When things get wrong, you're still able to forget it and move on. But my question on your content of speech is going to be uh, you're talking about the fact that nowadays there is such a significant difference between what children in the past did in their daily activities to what a lot of young people nowadays cannot live without, and that is phone. Uh, did you get to experience this firsthand, or did you hear the story from your parents? Because I mean, you are very young. I don't know if you probably were born by the time when internet and phone was on the rise, so you didn't get to really get to experience the neighborhood, vibe and ambience, of playing around with, people instead of focusing only on your phone. Is that your personal experience, or is that a story told by your parents?
Okay, thank you so much for the question. So basically, what I'm putting on my speech here is basically my personal experience, because I was playing with my neighborhood friends back then, right? I always play with them every single day, like every day. And suddenly, that time, because I was moving out and like I'm moving into a new home, my mom bought me and my sister, sorry, me and my sister a cell phone. And after that, before that, actually, I am a very extrovert person, you know. I love socializing with other people. I love making friends. I love speaking in front of people. But after I have my own cell phone, my own gadgets, I feel like, no, I don't need to talk to anyone else. I just need to scroll TikTok. Oh, open Instagram. Oh, open games. My games. Oh, very entertaining. And that's what I'm trying to say here. Because indeed, actually, I'm trying to improve myself as well. I need to be like presence. After this speech, I'm starting to realize that, oh, actually, we can live without this thing. We can live without phone. Actually, it's just, you know, enjoy your life, because as a youth, we got so much thing to do. We can do so much thing to improve this nation. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say here.
Great, great. So it is really based on your personal experience, yeah, Bila.
Yes.
Actually, can you answer this in 15 to 20 seconds, because actually I'm only allowed to give one question, because it takes
Oh,
only
okay.
5 minutes from me, because Miss Nadia will take it over from here. But I'm interested to know more about the reason why you took a note, or you talk about how pornographic videos among minors has influenced to the damage of brain tissues. I mean, this is quite a fascinating topic to talk about. Maybe I cannot ask you to delve more into it because of the time limitation, but can you give me the reason why you are eventually putting this example or topic to your speech? Is there any particular reason?
Yes, because in my environment, there's so much kids struggling with pornographic issue, like what I was saying back then. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Miss Nadia, please.
Hi, Dia.
Hello, nice to see you.
Nice to see you again. How are you today?
I am doing very well and kind of nervous actually.
Okay. That's normal for doing speech, especially for online, right? Okay. So Dia, I have a simple question for you. You talk about something related to the technology, just focus on the cell phone nowadays, and that's really uh, giving the that impact to the young people that we can see around us. So, do you think the technology nowadays, especially for the cell phone, uh, change to be better from time to time? And do you think is it the good potential to the people, especially for the young people in the future, or maybe nowadays? Do you think is it the bad impact or the good impact? And give me the reason for that.
Okay, personally, don't get me wrong. There are tons of good impact in technology, especially in the cell phone. But the thing is that I am, oh, sorry. Is it okay if I am not be able to show my face or my video? Because
Yeah, no worries, Bila.
okay, okay.
I think it's better. Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
mean, for the sake of time that you are required to answer your question.
All right. So for me, the negative impacts are a lot more on Indonesia, especially children nowadays are usually so busy with their gadgets. If you see your surroundings when the family are going out having lunch together or dinner together, when their children are crying, they often give them gadgets to make them silent, to remain them silent, and to remain them behave well, And seeing that by myself is very concerning because that is one of the worst thing that a parents could do to their children. Because of that, the children that already become, their mindset is already set because, oh, I have a gadget. So they are actually counting on gadgets to make their children behave well. And that is one of the worst impact that I see on my environment. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nabila. I think that's enough. That's our answer. Thank you, Nabila.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Okay. Thank you, Bia, for your speech. And the next one, we are calling the participant number 6, Balkis Sulistiani from Mantu Modomedet. For Balkis, the time is yours.
All right. Hi, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you're available.
All right. Wait, give me a second. All right. The speech starts in 3, 2, 1. 50 years ago, Korea was one of the poorest countries in the world. Princess Elizabeth just became Queen of the United Kingdom when Korea was even poorer than Zimbabwe. But now, South Korea has become one of the top 3 most advanced countries in the world. Can you imagine how a country is able to grow in a short period of time? Honorable judges, respectful committees of Smanefa 2023, I am Balkis Sulistiani from Mandua Medan. Here in this online meeting, I would like to convey my ideas on youth's power to empower the world through science and technology. All right, back to the topic. Believe it or not, everything starts with science and technology. But yesterday, honestly, I asked my fams randomly about science. My little sister answered, it is the subject that she hates the most after math. While my mother, before answered, changed her face, turned into, let's say, a meme, like this. For real? And then she said, like, what is the point of you studying physics, chemistry, and biology for years at school if now you are coming to your mom and out of the blue ask what is science? Science is consists of those 3 things, Balkis. Well, science apparently is a knowledge. That's all. But generally, science can be natural science and social science, which natural science consists of fields such as the 3 things my mom mentioned before, along with the earth science and astronomy. While the social ones include political science, law, history, economics, and geography. After all, science is what forms the ideas of social norms in society nowadays. Science is why we should protect the ocean, why we should use plastic less. And science is why human resources is as important as natural resources for the economic growth. But you see, even though science is important, nowadays we as young people have to face the globalization itself. Yes, the technology. Technology is basically a tool that helps us in our day-to-day life. You see, science and technology has become a perfect combo as the core of everything. Why? That's because that's what's bringing us today. That's what's bringing me to this competition. And there's no doubt if youth has a huge role in the development of science and technology for the next few years, for the future. Maybe some of you are wondering why. Never before in our history have there been so many technology and digital media in our human life as right now. It seems that it is true that people in the past always have predicted about the future, isn't it? Like, long time ago, when people sent someone to deliver letters. Yes, it takes a lot of time, and people were hoping that they're able to communicate even though they are just far away in distance. See, now we can do chats, we can make calls or video calls in our phones or in our computers or laptops. But yes, the problem is network. Some lags, or maybe it's just me, or maybe one of you would relate to it. But have you ever, when the video calls happened, and the feelings of, oh, not this ugly face again. I want to cover my pimples. I want to make nose. Yes. Yes, I sometimes still hopes that all apps is for video calls have the beauty features or filter face tools. But whatever it is, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. Just like George Nissen, at the age of 16 years old, invented trampoline, which is good for sports. Philo Frontworth, at the age of 14 years old, invented the first modern televisions design. Well, anyone, it's 2023 now. That shows us that we should look for other innovations and inventions that is worth for the societies and nature. However, when it comes to technology nowadays, the first thing that most brought up in most people's minds, especially teenagers, is the internet or the social media or the gadgets. Even though, as what I've said before, technology is the tools. So yes, phone is one of the technology, but bottles, pans, makeup tools, healthcare, and also cooking tools is also one of technology. But let's be honest, what the first thing that comes to your mind if someone asks you, what things you cannot live without? Are you 100% sure that you will not choose any of this modern technology? Well, I myself would be 100% sure that I would choose this. Yes, we cannot deny the fact that these tools helped us in many ways, in ordering foods, in delivering packages, and looking for transportations that we can finally go anywhere we wanted, booking hotels, and hundreds, even millions more. With all of this beauty, it is not a secret anymore that technology can influence and even control some people's life. Yeah, hoax, misinformation, cybercrime, cyberbullying, lack of information, FOMO, insecurity, addiction. Some people seems that they cannot get off their social media, their gadgets, because they rely their lives on these tools. Whether we realize it or not, whether we care about it or not, technology is neither good nor bad, but people can be. This is why I believe that besides inventing and creating, I believe that we as young people also have to acknowledge, understand, and bravely against the misapplication of technology through science. However, not like us, our grandparents and parents was not born in the digital era. So it may be one of the reasons why most of grandparents are horrified, and since they believe it every time when we show them and tell them that there's a spider in the face on our screen. Well, dear audiences, the future leaders, maybe in 10 years there will be a lot of cars flying over the cities. Maybe in 15 years, everyone has something that gives themselves an oxygen to breathe. Maybe in 20 years, there will be, oh, we can shake hands or high five virtually. But again, it's in our hands. It's in our hands, yes. Because what? We as young people must be 100% of the world's future. Because never before in our history, technology have been more getting advanced like this way. And we have to remember that our ancestors, our past heroes and grandparents have done their best to build a better life for us. And we have to continue the struggle and the passion to empower the world. And it doesn't matter what kind of science you have interested, you have mastered. It doesn't matter what kind of technology has or hasn't existed. It's all about us. It's about me and you. So let's strive for science. Let's work on technology. Because as the saying goes, the choices we make today create the future that we're dreaming of. I am Balkis Solistiani, and I am ready to empower the world. Are you? Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you so much for Malkis for the great speech. And yeah, for now, we allow to the judges to give or ask a few questions to Malkis.
Hi, Balkis.
Hi, Miss.
How are you today?
Well, just like the others, I'm also nervous.
Okay. Did you enjoy your speech?
Yeah, a bit, even though actually there's, I guess, so many sounds that you've heard.
Is there something problem?
I mean, I'm afraid that my sound is lagging or something, but I hope not.
No,
All right.
it's totally fine. It's totally clear. Okay, Balkis, related to the speech that you have done, I got a question for you. Are you ready?
Yes, Miss, I'm ready.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you first. Do you have social media, a kind of like social media such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok?
Yeah, I do have Instagram and Facebook, but not TikTok.
Not TikTok. Or you're not TikToker. Okay.
No.
And my question is, how do you use your social media in your daily activity?
All right. May I answer now?
Sure, go on.
All right. So I use my social media often at my Instagram rather than Facebook. There I actually have many accounts for my personal accounts, for my online shops. Yes, I do have online shops on Instagram. So yes, I do really that's why in my speech I do kind of explaining that technology is just like coin also has two sides. It's just about us. It's not about technology. It's not about this, but it's depend on us. That's how I use it.
And how long did you use online shop to others? Did you do you have online shop, right?
Yes, yes, I have.
How long have you been having the online shop?
I've been starting sending stuff online since I was in primary school at sixth grade. Yeah. So it's been almost like 5 years, but of course it's not kind of always progressing, of course, because sometimes when I feel that I'm busy at school, I'm busy at my competition or others, I sometimes goes for, stop it for a while and then I continue again and look for other way to attract sellers.
And do you also connect to Shopee?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Actually, I really like your speech related to the technology and even the benefits using cell phone. You already give the good impact not to you, also to the others because you are looking for the sellers also, right? So I think I just want to suggest you for the next speech if you get something a chance in another competition, just give or put something like experience, the benefits related to the experience that you have done back on the speech. I think that's really connected and attract the audience. Nice. Thank you, Balkis. I think that's all. Back to next judge.
All right, thank you, Miss.
Yeah, Balkis, I think it's gonna be only a very short question for you, Balkis.
Yeah. All right, sir. I'm listening.
Yeah, I think Miss Nadia has mentioned every single thing that I also wanted to tell, particularly in the last in her final remark. She talked about you need to probably choose something that is close to your heart, something that is more passionate, like the last question that Miss Nadia asked about the online shop and stuff. But I think you talk a lot about you talk about a lot of things from from the phone. What's that? The fact that phone is something that people cannot uh, can go live without and cannot live without. And also you talk about hawks and other things. Uh, so you basically talk about phone, right? And the advantages and disadvantages of what phone can bring to young people, isn't it? Is that what you wanted to talk about? Because there are
Well,
topics that you want to elaborate, I guess, from my side. But okay, then. My question is, what can young people do to eliminate hawks? Because nowadays a lot of young people on Instagram can can always comment, but they don't read caption. You know, they comment, but they don't read caption. They don't really understand what the context is and what has happened in that particular post. But they can comment. What can young people do to like you what can you do to tell your friends about rechecking news or reanalyzing information, or do you always like, okay, I don't really care what you see and
Recording
what you
stopped.
comment on your Instagram? What is your role nowadays to to eliminate hoax, to keep telling people that, hey, we cannot believe on everything that is existed on social media? What can you do?
all right. I personally have, I guess, two answers from the internal one. Back to my speech. I believe that we as young people have to strive for science, which I meant by this is science is technology. So it's basically like not just about natural resources or everything, but also includes political law, history. We have to learn that. We don't have we cannot ignore that too as a science, as a knowledge. So we as young people have to strive for that. And the external factors, or to cope with the hoax, maybe that education have or schools or college has to focus on these things because it's very crucial, right? Like the informations on the social media, or even sometimes, even though that there's also caption or the source where it comes from, sometimes we also have to rethink that, is it I have to share it on my social media or not? What is the purpose of I'm sharing that through my social media? We have to rethink the purpose, also. So yeah, I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Balkis, for the answer. But actually, I wanted to know more your personal story with your friend and how did you do it with your friend. I wanted to hear more unique stories from you and your friend. Actually, instead of bringing what school can do, I want to hear more from you personally. What have ever done in your life and your friends' life? Huh? By calling later, Miss Nadia told me because the time is too limited. But thank you so much, Balkis, yeah, for the
All right.
answer, yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Balkis.
Okay, thank you, Balkis, and thank you for the judges. Now, before we begin with the next participant, I want to say thank you in advance to IndieHome for becoming our sponsors. Now, moving right along, may I call upon participant number 7, which is Difa Aleta Sambiring from our very own SM Negeri Satu Medan. Or Difa, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, first of all, I'm really sorry if my camera isn't really clear because I'm using my laptop. Is that okay? Is that okay, miss?
Yeah, that's okay. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, go.
Okay. Before I start, let me ask you a quick question. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when I ask you? What do you usually do with technology? I'm pretty sure that many of you will answer for social media or Netflix or online games, maybe, online shopping, and more. Well, is it wrong? Of course not. It's not wrong at all. But do you realize that you can use technology for much more useful things? Why wasting your time doing unuseful things with technology when you can change the world through technology? Hello, judges, educators, and fellow students. I'm Diva Aleta Sembiring, and I am a student of SMA Negeri 1 Medan. I'll be giving a speech about how young people can change the world through science and technology. I'm very, very sure that all of us here must be familiar with science and technology, especially the youths. As a generation that has been exposed to technology from the start, surely its life has a close relationship with digital things. Is technology important? Well, we wake to the sound of an alarm clock, bathe under a shower or in a tub, have breakfast using a toaster or electric cooker, and drive to our
Recording in
work or
progress.
school in a gasoline or electric-powered car. I'm even using a laptop with an internet connection to do a Zoom call right now. Technology is an essential part of our daily lives. Every other task we do today relies heavily on technology. Even this world is connected through technology. For example, you can talk to people all around the world through smartphones, internet connectivity, GPS, and many more technologies. We can do anything with the help of technology. So, Is the technology important? Yes, it is. Now about science. Science is one of humankind's blessings. Science is a systematic and logical study into how the universe works. Yes, this whole universe. Science is also defined as the systematic observation, experiment, and measurement of the nature and behavior of the material and physical universe, as well as the formulation of laws to represent these facts in general terms. If you're wondering, what is the importance of science in our daily lives? Well, we use cars, bikes, or bicycles to go from one place to another. We use soaps to take a bath. The iron, which we use to iron our clothes, is an invention of science. And even our clothes that we wear right now are given by science. Science, science, and science. Even Albert Einstein once said, all our science measured against reality is primitive and childlike, and yet it's the most precious thing we have. So, technology and science. The two powerful and useful things in life. Due to the environment of today's society, the relationship between science and technology has become bigger every single day. Well, science has a goal to answer questions and increase knowledge, and the goal of technology is to find solutions to the more practical problems in the world. Technology has helped science to discover new information that would have never been possible. So basically, they serve each other for the better in many different ways. Science and technology should be used as best as possible by young people. But why don't all young people think like that? In a study conducted by the Royal Children's Hospital Melbourne in 2017, they found out that young people with an age range of 13 to 18 years have gadgets and engage in activities by staring at screens for 43.6 hours per week, or the equivalent of 6.2 hours per day. What does that mean? As time spent on devices increases, time spent in person with peers and adults decreases. This can lead to a sense of isolation and loneliness, with studies showing that teens who report the least in-person interaction and the most screen time have the highest rates of loneliness and depression. Lack of supervision are the main factors causing technology security in children, so that it will be very wise when the existing technology is utilized, as well as possible, and becomes an opportunity, not a threat. Despite all of the negative impacts, looking through the ages, one would notice that a lot have been achieved in terms of science and technology. A lot of problems and issues have been solved, and there are still a lot more to be solved with the help of science and technology. Globally, nations are taking particular interest in developing the sector of science and technology because it rules everything we do today, basically everything. Creativity is a vital tool required in the field of science and technology. Youths can make an enormous impact in the field. Because why? Because youths possess more power of creativity. Youths can better handle tasks that require serious mental and physical power. They should be at the forefront of researching and brainstorming for solutions to existing problems or certain new ideas. Youth, hardwired with the will to go on, will go the extra mile to explore uncharted areas to find answers to their questions. The popular saying, "youth has no age," emphasizes the limitless potential youths have to achieve anything conceivable with the help of science and technology. Let me give you an example of success of youth in science and technology. Do you know Kenneth Shinozuka? A New York teenager who invented a sensor for patients with dementia. Why use science and technology for useless things while you can create cool innovations to make other people's life easier? Well, through this speech, I want to make you aware of the potential of each of you. We can definitely change the world and make the world a better place. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity, and thank you so much for listening to my speech.
Mariza dulu ya Nadia. Gak apa-apa ya. Okay, hi Diva. Yeah, how are you? How are you doing today?
Hi, sir. I'm
Yeah,
actually
how are
very
you?
nervous.
Yeah, Diva, it's interesting because you finally embedded an example of how science and technology have helped or have been invented by young people for the sake of humanity. When you give that New Yorkers, right, as one of your examples. My question would be, if you could invent or make an invention to the society in Indonesia or to the humanity, what would that invention be and why?
Thank you so much for the question. I'm going to answer my question right now. I've actually been thinking about this question, but what I'm thinking is an invention for myself, not for the country. So can I explain about
Sure,
that?
sure, please,
Possible?
whatever comes through your mind. That would be great. Yeah, Diva, what is that? What is the invention that you've been thinking for yourself to discover?
Okay, so I actually seen a lot of people, especially I think girls, they have problem with fashion, you know? And I was thinking like if I could make an innovation, like a machine to help people to choose their outfit for their daily basis, I think it would help so much because me myself, I struggled a lot with, fashion, or like sometimes we just like confused, like what do I want to wear today, so I think it's basically going to be really helpful for a lot of people if I make that invention, basically. Thank you.
Thank you for such a fun answer. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to Miss Nadia now to give you another piece of question. Yes, Nadia, please.
Thank you. Hi, Diva. Hi, Diva.
Hi, miss.
How are you?
I'm actually feeling very nervous today.
That's okay. So, Diva, uh, I got something point at the end of your speech. You mentioned about just be aware about our potential, and can you can you tell me what is your, do you think your best potential to really change the world to be better? And yeah, and please connect it to the patient that you have. If I'm not mistaken, you mentioned about patient, right? You mentioned about your patient. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
okay. So please explain me more about it.
Okay, so what I actually meant on the end of my speech is that not all youths or teenagers have gotten the chance to show their potential. So they don't even realize that they have a potential. And if you're asking, like, do I have a potential that, relates with like fashion thingy that I said before, I think I have probably my biggest potential is
how creative I am onto fashion. So I think that's one of like the biggest potential that I think would help so much with the fashion machine or the fashion innovation that I wanted to create, because I personally love fashion so much and I find it really fun to make an inspiration for people on their daily basis that they could really use. And I think that it'll be really helpful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Deepa. I suggest you maybe just do your potential. To see your potential in your daily activity. Just don't don't stuck on this time. So just keep going. Just do better and focus on your passion, especially related to the patient. I think you're gonna be how to say, you're gonna be the best influencer of the people around you. Thank you, Deepa. Back to I'll give the control
Thank
back
you
to
so much, Miss.
yeah, and see my pleasure, Deepa.
Okay, thank you very much, Deepak, for your vast speech. And we're moving to the participant number 8, Nona Shabila to Model Medan. For Nona Shabila, the time is yours.
Hello, everyone. Is I'm audible?
Hi. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's nice. It's okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna start. Have you ever asked why do these activities can be more advanced? Or have you ever thought why it can happen? Or has it ever crossed our mind how it came about? Is there someone who played an important role in the progress? Knock knock. Who's there? Here is Nona Shabila Puterami, and I'm from Madrasah Alia Negeri 2 Modal Medan. Well, perhaps most of us often hear the terms of science and technology, whose slogans are being echoed by government, school, and even the family environment, especially the slogans of digitally smart young people. So, what is the relationship between science, technology, and young people? Well, ladies and gentlemen, can you please tell me, how can we see the star or other celestial bodies in the better resolution? Of course, we cannot only rely on our naked eyes, right? We have to use a tool that can help us to see those things clearer. I know that you guys know what is the tool that I'm talking about, because exactly, it is a tool called telescope. Well, as we know, until now, the telescope is a tool that can be considered as quite simple, but actually is very important for ordinary people who are still new and want to learn about the celestial bodies. But have you ever known who is the person that initiated the ideas of perfecting this telescope? Well, I'm gonna give you a clue, okay? Some clues. Try to guess it, okay? The first clue is a guy. The second one, he's one of the great scientists, and we haven't heard his name. And the third one, he came from Pisa, Italy. Pisa, okay? Pisa, P-I-S-A, not pizza, not pizza, but Pisa. And lastly, we'll easily know him as the father of the observational astronomy. Well, if you guess someone whose name starts from G letters, then you're right. Because exactly, he is Mr. Galileo Galilei. You might say, oh, come on, that does not even come from the boomer generation. How can he become the example for us young people? No. Wait, I'm not done yet. Don't you want to hear why Galileo can become the role model for today's youth in the field of science and technology? Okay, let me tell you. That's because Galileo in 1582 is not just an ordinary German, but the extraordinary one who contributed to science and technology at very young age, namely the age of 19. Yes, you hear that right, ladies and gentlemen. At the age of 19 years old. Try to imagine. At the age of 19, which as we know that the technology is not as sophisticated as today, but his invention, Galileo invention, is still used until nowadays. It's 2023 right now. It means almost a half of century since the technology called telescope was perfected by Galileo to young people from the past. Not just sit still and wait in the era to progress. It was Galileo who advanced the era itself, which is knowledge and technology. The spirit must be emulated by today's youth. Why? Because science is the soul of life, and youth is the body that covers it. So, what should young people who explore new knowledge, and what should young people who find a new invention, new technology? Well, ladies and gentlemen, once a wise man said it, learning when you're young is like carving on stone. And learning when you are old is like carving on water. Usually when we carve something on stone, we can still see, we can leave the remark, right? But when we carve on water, how can we carve on water? Of course, it will disappear and we can even remember anything. We will forget, we will lose it, lose everything. So that this adage is true, as well as being the answer. What should young people who that's what we young people who should develop a new knowledge and find a new technology. Oh well, and also based on Daniel Siegel, a securities professor from UCL, is said the way that brain works in adolescence changes and urges them to try new things and have an emotional spark to drive them to try stuff. At the age of 15 and 16, at the age of 15 up to 16, the brain of young people begin to mix and forms a new connection between a new cells, which in the result emerges the sophisticated abilities in the basis of cognitive reasoning and abstract thinking, which then continue to develop in the adulthood. And yeah, well, this is the reason of the great person, the great people in the future. With the brain who are still productive and fresh. It's not impossible for young people to develop. It's not impossible for young people to beat the greatness and innovation from the old people. In addition to a brain that has a high level of RAM processor and unlimited references, such as modest things like communication and information technology lesson at school that must be learned to help young people to create a better knowledge-based digital world in the future. And then I want to tell you that today's world has a lot of example of young people who are successful in the field of science and technology. For example, Kenneth Shinozuka from New York, a teenager from New York, who invented what we call a sensor for passion who got dementia, and Isha Carey, who invented the storage device that can charge your phone in 20 until 30 seconds only. And don't forget Brina Laiza and his partner Apriyanti Miki, who won the Lawrence because they met a freshener, an air freshener from the unexpected material. You guess what? It's a codon. Well, I mean, actually, our generation have a really big potential and has a high level of creativity. Like, make a air freshener from codon. Actually, it sounds weird, but that's a bombastic idea and absolutely amazing. So why do we start now? Why do we have try? Yeah, therefore, it's very wrong for young people who are sit still and even though they know that they have a lot of potential. My mom said young people have to be smart and careful in mastering the technology and use it for good. Besides, it can advance the country. It also can empower the world. I think that's all from me. I'm sorry for my mistake. Thank you for your kind attention. It's me, Norsha Blaputuromi, creating young people who are literate in science and technology. I missed it.
Hi, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, Nona. That's all right.
That's okay. I think I'm gonna win.
Mm. It's okay. You did a great job. You are coming here today with such a bravery. You are very courageous. You are able to fight against the odds. You are such a winner, for yourself. I mean, we haven't got the result yet, so you should be very excited to know whatever it is, the lesson today is for you to improve, to get better in the future. But before we go to that, Miss Nadia will give you one question, yeah? Nona Shabila, yeah?
Yes, sir. Thank
Don't
you.
worry, don't worry. That's okay. You did a great job to be able to finish it. You start and you finish. That's an achievement. You don't stop. That's great.
Okay. Hi, Nona. Nona Shabila.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Take a deep breath, please, first. Hi. And how are you today?
What? Pardon me?
How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you.
Right. This is the first time for you for having speech.
Actually, no. The last time is when I was 12 years old. So it's been a long time already.
That's okay. You did it. Okay, you did it.
I messed it up. Actually, I already
Do you have
remember
something?
it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too nervous.
That's okay. All the participants did the same thing as you. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Are you ready for my question?
Can I add something?
You want to ask me something?
No, not that. I mean, can I request something?
Okay, go on.
What is that? But let's see what the request is first.
Can I get the easiest question? Can I get the easiest question?
Sure.
Sure.
No worries.
I'm sorry.
Actually, all the questions for all for us as a judges, we ask related to your speech.
Yeah, your speech. You know better about your speech than we do. So yeah, Miss Nadia, please.
Okay, go. Nona Shabira, I have a simple question for you. Okay. You talk about role model, right? Role model of Galileo or some of the another role model left. And just a simple question. I want to know what kind do you think the role model are you? And do you think is it enough for influencing people around you?
Pardon me, I can't really hear your voice, miss. Sorry.
What kind of role model are you?
What kind of role model are me? What does it mean?
Yeah, what kind of the role model are you? Maybe for people around you, for your friends, maybe the role model are you maybe related to the influencer on social media or uh doing online shop or something like that, or you are kind of like the best speaker for your friends, encourage your friends. Yeah, just explain me more something. What kind do you think the role model are you, and do you think it's really enough for influencing people, especially for your friends, your close friends?
Um, yeah. Thank you for the question, Miss Nardira. So actually, I don't know what kind of role model am I, since the only thing that I know, I'm just ordinary students. And of course, I will be very happy if my friends get a influence from me. Maybe they saw something positive from me, so um, they can take a lesson from it. So actually, until now, I don't know whether it can influence people or no. But I'm trying to influence them to become a more positive and better person and a better rest of them. That's it, I think. I'm sorry, I can ask for long things.
I think that's a great, right?
Yeah, that's a great answer. That's a great answer. Uh,
Thank you. Back to our
Nona Sabila, this is gonna be the final questions, but again, congratulations for your performance. You did a great job. You don't have to be worried about anything. You, as long as you finish what you have just started, you are great. You are great. You are already in a good path. My question is probably gonna be very simple and still in relation to what Miss Nadia has just said. Do you have a role model, a public figure that you have been inspired by? Maybe like Mayudi Ayunda, you have another young people in Indonesia that you consider to be your role model, somebody who is as young or still at the younger age and inspire you the most, nowadays. Do you have that name in your mind? And can you please share to us who is that and why is the reason for you to be get to be inspired by and to choose that person as your role model?
Oh, yeah, thank you, Sir Riddle, for the question. For now, my role model is, like what you say, I love Maudi Ayunda. He's not only beautiful and talented, but also smart. I mean, he's the genius actress. She's the genius actress I know until now. So
Yeah.
I love her. I'm sorry, I don't have any idea. But I love Maudi Ayunda,
That's already great answer. That's a very good answer. Yeah, that's a good
I know her
answer.
song. I can sing it from you. Ku bahagia. See?
Thank you so
Song.
much for
I
that.
know her
Yeah,
song.
yeah. Thank you, Nona.
Yes, thank you,
You
sir.
made our day. Thank you so much for the song. Yeah,
Yes,
thank you so much. That's such a great guest.
thank you, sir.
Now, yeah, thank you, Nabila.
congratulations again.
Yeah, the committee can take it over and proceed to the last two speakers, please.
Okay, thank you, Nona, and thank you for the judges. And now we're moving on to the ninth participant, which is Maria Princess from SMAN 15 Medan. And for Maria, the time is yours.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Uh, okay, before I start my speech, actually it's raining outside, so if you can't hear my voice clearly, please let me know if my voice is that bad.
Yeah, that's quite good.
So far, so good. We can still hear you
Okay.
clearly, Maria.
In this era, who doesn't know smartphones? I think we all know what is smartphone. Even each of us has it, right? Especially in all digital era right now. We really need smartphones. An example is us. We as students need smartphones, especially during the COVID-19 back then. All learning activities at all levels of education are carried out online, both in study meetings and also the sending assignments. The same thing happened in my family. For your information, I am the first child of 4 siblings, where this year, coincidentally, each of us is at a different level of education. I, as the first child, is a student in senior high school. The second child is in junior high school. The third child is in elementary school, and the last child is in kindergarten. Due to the 2 years of COVID-19 that we have experienced, my siblings and I use smartphones to study. Even my youngest sibling, who is still in kindergarten, is also doing lessons via smartphone. The teachers send assignments via WhatsApp group, and the results of their assignments are also sent via the chat group or uploaded to YouTube. We as students are one of the many people who feel the impact of insisting technological developments. So, what can we, as the younger generation, contribute to the country and the world through science and technology? Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Maria Princess from State Senior High School 15 of Medan City. And I'm so happy today because I got into the final round of Smanefa Speech Competition 2023 with 9 other amazing friends and 2 unrivaled judges right there. And right now, I will deliver my speech entitled Indonesia's Young Generation as Agents of Change and Reform through Science and Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, and all my beloved friends, smartphones are a concrete manifestation of development of science and technology. Digitization has gone global, forcing us to always be close to smartphones and other digital devices. We must be aware of the importance of technology in every aspect of our lives. Moreover, we are the younger generation who are an important asset for a country to progress and develop. Therefore, our government has a goal for all Indonesia's young generation, namely, to realize the golden generation of 2045. The government always seeks various ways and innovations to improve the human resources of Indonesian students. Then, we as the students and the younger generation of Indonesia must also try out the best to advance our country in various aspects, and one of which is in science and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, being agents of change and renewal is the answer. The younger generation must be able to move, to make changes, and provide new ideas for innovation. We can do various things through science and technology. First, in the field of education. As we know, education is a field that is very, very close to technology. We get a lot of subject matter through internet sites and various learning applications. And one of the real manifestations is Ruang Guru application. This is an application that is proven to help lessons of all Indonesian students. This is a realization of Indonesian youth through technology to improve the learning process. Those of us who are still students can also contribute to education through technology. For example, creating a study group with friends who also have the same subject interests. As we all know, in today's digital era, there are also many online organizations on Instagram about education that we can join. We can create an online discussion forum or be a speaker at a webinar organized by the organization. Through these discussion forums or webinars, we can share knowledge and experience in the fields of education that can motivate other young people to excel. Through achievements, we can And also bring the school's good name to the national level and the country's name at the international competition level. Second, in the fields of economy. In addition to achieving, young people can also earn money. We all know that buying and selling transactions nowadays are predominantly done online. Even though we are still students, it doesn't rule out the possibility of earning at a young age. If we have talent for making handicrafts, we can make homemade products that are tailored to your interests and brands. But if you're not good enough at creating our own products, we can become resellers of local products made in Indonesia. We resell goods produced by producer while still taking profit from the selling price. And as we know, there are already many sales tools that we can use to sell our products online. It can be through the marketplaces or e-commerce, such as Shopee, Tokopedia, and Lazada. Apart from getting money that we can use of ourselves, we also participate in introducing local products to the wider community and helping the level of the producer and country economies. Third, in the field of culture, we are all aware that Indonesia has various tribes and cultures, right? The culture of each of our tribes. We can introduce the various beauties and uniqueness of our culture. For example, through song and dance. If you have talent for singing, you can cover folk songs with local musical instruments as well. Then you can post it on your social media such as Instagram or YouTube. If you can dance, you can do a cover of the regional dance with the regional dress too. Then you can post it on your social media. Through this post, people can get to know and gain knowledge about Indonesian culture. It means that you have contributed to introducing regional culture to people of Indonesia and other countries. You can also introduce Indonesian culture by participating in national and international dance or singing competitions. Ladies and gentlemen, being an agent of change and renewal is not an easy thing. We will face many challenges, especially in this digital era. There are lots of hoaxes circulating on the internet, and I think we already know about the many fake in unofficial online competitions, organizational, and even products. Therefore, we as the young generation must be good at using technology. Be good at sorting and processing things that are circulating on the internet, and make sure to always check the authenticity of the news first, so you don't harm yourself and those around you. Let's give brilliant ideas and innovations to our country through science and technology to realize the ideals of the 2045 golden generation. As George Huro said, technology will not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers will be transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, and all my beloved friends, that's all my time. I hope I deliver my speech clearly and you all can get a good lesson from it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Maria, for the incredible speech. Now, I would like to invite the judges to give a comment, opinion, and question about the speech of Maria. And for the judges, the time is yours.
Yeah, thank you for the committee. Maria, how are you?
Pardon, sir? I can't hear your voice.
Can you hear my voice now?
Yes,
Can I?
yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. So my question is that you talk about a lot of contributions that youth or young people can do by probably simply posting some cultural post on their social media. Do you also do that? Or if not, then I'm very curious to know what do you usually post in your social media. If you tell us that it is great for young people to post and to introduce Indonesia through their social media, did you do what you say, or was that such a thing that you proposed to happen? What do you post in your social media, Maria?
Okay. Thank you for your questions there. So actually in my social media, I post a lot of my moments as
Your moments.
people as the people do, right? I post my friends and also post my moments every day. Actually, in my I have two accounts. That is the personal account and the younger, as the Ganzat said, is a second account. So in my personal account, I post a lot of my competitions there, like my moments in my organizations, my school, and my church also. And in my second account, actually, this is like Ganzat said, it's a dumb account. So I post a lot of not so good pitch. I've
So you
joined lots of competition and post it on my first account. And also the journey will be post in my second account.
Okay, so from what you just said, you haven't posted any posts about Indonesian traditional dances, or Indonesian traditional outfits or food. It's all about your moments and your testament to the world, right? Your what you have to say to the world. But that's all right. That's all right. There's nothing wrong about that as well. But hopefully in the future you can also be part of introducing Indonesia culture to your posts in social media. It's just what you said in your speech. Now I'm gonna go and give it to Miss Nadia to give you another question, please, Miss Nadia.
Hi, Maria.
Hi, Miss. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So delighted again to hear the speech here, the speech that you have done, and congratulations, you did it. So, Maria, just a simple question, related to the our charges that asked you before, related to culture, and you mentioned before singing. One of the way one of the ways to promote the culture, maybe the singing for traditional song, maybe from Indonesia. And are you a singer?
Pardon,
Are you a
Miss?
singer? Are you a singer? Do you have a daily activity for singing songs?
Actually, I'm not that good of sing and dance. Actually,
That's okay. So I'm gonna ask you, uh, how do you how do you promote Indonesian culture to the others?
okay.
Not
Okay.
even. Where do you come from?
I'm from Medan, ma'am. I'm from I'm a Bataknese actually.
Oh, yeah, we're same. I also, and yeah. How do you promote the cultures? Is it done before or something like that? And please share to me the way you promote the Indonesian culture to another cities, to another province. Do you get something like activities? How to say, in another city or even another country? Please share to me more. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question, Miss. So, actually, I'm from the Bataknese. I was born as the Bataknese from the very young age. So, actually, um, in my elementary school, I used to join a competition like folk dance and folk song, folk sing. So I used to join that competitions, but but right now I won't do that because I feel like I'm not good at it. So what is my way to promote the Indonesian culture is I because I'm from the Bataknis, so I've joined competition in elementary school that is traditional folk dance, and I post them on social media. As you know that Bataknis have ulos, so in my organizations, in my church and also the school's organization, there is some day that for example, Batik National Day, or maybe Education National Day. So I wear that regional dress from my culture, from my tribes, to and posting them on social media. That's it.
Nice, Maria. I think you already contributed the small thing to promote our culture in Indonesia. So I suggest you don't stuck on this time. So just keep going. Yeah, just keep going and realize you have a great potential to promote Indonesian culture. So just looking something better to empower your skills to develop in the future. That's all, Maria. Thank you. I give the control back to our committee. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Maria for the speech. And now we are calling the last participant as Shafira Kamila from Smanefa Medan. For Shafira, the time is yours.
Uh, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
My camera, is it clear enough?
We still cannot see. We still cannot see your camera. Can you? Okay.
Okay. So I will start my speech now.
Yes, go on. Mute.
Do you guys know Braille alphabet? The pattern phrase dots that enable the visually impaired people to be able to read and write. This is the innovation that you guys can commonly find in elevator or maybe some kinds of musical instruments. The invention of Braille is one of the illustrious innovations that has revolutionized the world by allowing the people with visual impairments to access the same information as sighted people in real time. But do you know that a Braille innovator was also that person with the visual impairments? And do you know that the Braille innovator was only 15 years old when he invented the Braille technology? It is Louis Braille. Hi people, I am Sofia Camila, currently a 16-year-old student of SMA Negeri 4, Kota Medan. Louis Braille was born on 4th of January 1909 in Cabourg, the small village near Paris. Louis Braille was not born blind. He only started to going blind when he was 3 years old. One day, when he was playing at the workplace of his father's, he accidentally got his eyes accidentally attacked by a knife and turned him inflamed. It wasn't clear how long the inflammatory process lasted, but the thing happened. But the thing happened. But the thing happened. At the age of 5, Louis Braille completely lost his sight. But despite the urge and support from his family, he decided to come back and attend to his school where he was and studied with the other sighted people. And amazingly, at the age of 10, he was sent to the Royal Academy of Youth in Paris with a scholarship and was attended. Sorry, can I repeat my speech?
What do you mean you wanna repeat your speech?
I'm sorry.
Just keep going.
And amazingly, at the age of 10, Louis was sent to the Royal Academy of Youth in Paris with a scholarship. It was a school where attended by 800 sightless people. The school's educational system is based on learning to read the letter of the cased alphabet by touch, which is invented by Valentin Huey, the first blind teacher. Unfortunately, the Huey system was not pretty helpful. There were only 3 or 4 sightless people in Paris that could read and write at that moment. In addition, the Royal Academy of Youth offers only 14 books and embossed letters. The story of invention of Braille begins with the visit of Charles Barbier to the Royal Academy of Youth. Charles Barbier was an engineer in French army, and his visit to the Royal Academy of Youth was to demonstrate his the discovery of code system that was used by the soldier to communicate and send message in darkness and silent through a system of dots. This demonstration was participated by the people, and it was undeniably easier to understand comparing the UE system. But Barbier's system was still too complicated. It was nearly impossible to memorize for more than 400 different combinations of 12-letter dots. But luckily, in 1824, at the age of 50, Barbier would succeed in developing a 6-dot cell system by using Barbier's system as a starting point and cut its 12-dot configuration in half. And the Braille system was so much easier because the pattern is small enough to fit under the fingerprint, making the dots easier and faster to read. The Braille system then quickly adopted by a lot of his friends in Royal Academy of Youth. Another friend of his then contacted the government to ask it to recognize the Braille system as the official reading system for all people with visual impairments. But unluckily, back then, neither the agency nor government is enthusiastic with this innovation. But then again, Despite the despite the belief in its potential to transform the life, but then again, despite the belief in its potential to transform the life of the people with visual impairments, Braille consisted. Braille consisted in promoting his invention, and that was proof. In 1854, the French government finally approved the Braille system, and at World Congress of the Blind in 1858, they voted to make Braille system as the world's standard system for reading and writing. Over time, Braille became widely accepted and was embraced as a powerful tool for education, for communication, and for personal independence. The story of Braille technology is a proof to the power of innovation and determination. It reminds us with belief and trust, with creativity and hard work, we are capable to overcome even the most daunting challenges and achieve great things. Believe in what you do. You should always do 100% on whatever you are doing, and give the best to the best at the best shot. And I'll see you guys scoring the top. That it was all. And thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Sophia, for the amazing speech. Now, we would like to invite the judges to give comments, opinions, and questions to the participant and for the judges. The time is yours.
Hi, Sophia. How are you?
Hi.
Yeah. Is that a pressure to be performing as the last speaker?
Yeah, I guess because
Does it bring any
I was just
impact
feeling
to or
okay,
effect
like
to? Huh? Yeah.
yeah, I was just feeling okay several minutes ago. I don't know. Suddenly.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Great. Uh, as long as you finish what you have just started, it's great. Yeah. But I'm just curious, is this a topic that why did you choose this topic? And from many topics, you know, out there, why did you finally make a decision to choose this one? And did you really enjoy talking about this topic? Or if you could have given another, if you would be given another opportunity, would you would you have chosen another topic? Yeah, why did you choose this one? This would be the first question.
So it's actually because I found this quite interesting, since not everyone knows about Louis Braille, and
Yeah.
he's the innovator of Braille alphabets. He invented the Braille alphabet when he was only 15 years old, and I was just 15 years old like 8 months ago. And
Happy birthday.
uh, yeah, I think if I have another opportunity to if is it like if I have another opportunity to talk.
Yeah, because I would be in a total agreement with you that this is such a fascinating, mesmerizing topic to talk about. I haven't heard anyone talk about this kind of topic, braille invention. That is something that is considered to be less talked about, nowadays. Like, we probably always, put them into a category of marginalized group of vulnerable people. So if you bring this kind of topic, I would be I'm very happy to hear about it. But the fact that, I guess there are parts when you are like there are parts when you are trying to go back to your previous sentence and stuff like that, made me wonder whether this is your first choice. Because if it is your first choice and this is something that is you're passionate about to talk about, maybe you can just tell what you think about braille innovation and what has it been impactful. How has it been impactful towards the, the to people with visual impairment, so you don't have to, because there are some pauses. I think you realize that, there are some pauses, long pauses during the speech. So that's the reason why I wonder, maybe if this is the topic that you are passionate about, maybe you can just carry it on and talk about what you think, your concerns about it, and why you think you need to advocate this topic, and why is why this topic is supposed to be heard by people. Because during those pauses, I really wanted you to just go forward with your ideas and your passion, of talking about this. But then, yeah, that's the reason why I asked you about it. But I'm really glad that you said this is your first choice and this is something that is close to your heart and you want people to hear it about. I'm glad about it. But maybe next time, if this is something that you are passionate about, you can just go on. And if technical errors or technicalities came to to slow your speech down, you can just improvise a little bit, you know yeah. But yeah, that's uh my my take on your performance. You did a great job. Your pronunciation is great. It's spot on. It's just about the topic that I'm concerned. That's fascinating. That's interesting. But I wanted to know more why you chose. But you just answered why. Now, Miss Nadia, maybe you can go on with your take on Safia's performance.
Hi, Sylvia.
Hi, Miss.
Uh, how are you today?
I was great.
Great. And this is the first time for you for delivering the speech.
Uh, to be honest, this wasn't my first time.
This wasn't your first time?
Was
When was the last time?
Sorry?
When was the last time?
The last time probably like last year.
Last year. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. First of all, I'm gonna say congratulations. Congratulations. You did a great job. So, what do you think? What do you think? You are the last speaker, the last participant. Are you feeling a bit nervous or more nervous because you are the last one?
I actually was just glad because I was the last, but I do have that concern, like what if I just suddenly get nervous because being the last. I feel like I got like more distractions because I literally like just practicing my speech the whole time, and like yeah.
Okay. So Safia, I have a simple question for you. Actually, honestly, I really like the speech. It's like advanced speech, but and out out of the books, you are as a student of the high school bringing the topic, bringing that topic. I think it's quite advanced to bring the topic. Uh, you as a student of senior high school, but you challenge yourself. You did it. But yeah, my question is, can you share to us what is the big challenge moment for you? uh, to influence you to be better, especially you you get a purpose to connect, to impact, to impact Indonesia to be better, to change the world, maybe. What is
Like,
the big challenging moment for you?
oh, the big challenge.
And how do you solve? How do you, how the way you keep the process well? Can you explain more? Thank you.
So for me, based on my experience, I think that society is the most impactful factor. Yeah, or environment, like circumstance.
Okay.
Besides the inequality of education in Indonesia, because I feel like I often feel like I don't really have like closest ones that have the same concern as mine. So I have to like connect to more people and talk and be friends to many more people and discuss like different things that I've never discussed with the people in my closest environment. It challenged me to be friends since I'm actually not really good at starting a conversation or just making friends, but I'm not that antisocial person. And was the question is like my effort to solve the challenges.
Yeah. How do you solve, and what
Like
is the way do you get the process to challenge the big moment for you?
Sorry?
How did you pass it? How did you pass your big challenge moment?
How do I pass?
How do you pass it? How do you pass it well? And do you think is it working enough, or there is something evaluation after that?
How do I face big challenges in my life? Since I sometimes feel a lot of distraction on my social media, I just sometimes quit on my Instagram or try to connect to online people and find a more positive environment to at least fix my mood or like the negative condition